Mark never expected that night to change everything. As he carried his unconscious boss from the bar, rain soaking through his only decent shirt, he wondered if she'd even remember his kindness tomorrow. But Vanessa Collins wasn't like other executives, and what happened next would transform both their lives in ways neither could have imagined. Hey there, welcome to Real Life Stories. If you enjoy heartwarming tales of unexpected connections and second chances, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that'll warm your heart and restore your faith in humanity. Now, let's dive into this incredible journey of two broken people who found healing in the most unexpected circumstances. Mark Wilson clutched his phone tightly, staring at the screen as his babysitter's message glowed in the darkness of the company parking lot. Sorry, emergency came up. Had to leave. Tommy's alone but sleeping. His 6-year-old son was home alone. The panic rising in his chest made it hard to breathe as he fumbled with his keys. 3 months as the new accounting assistant at Collins Media, and he was already facing disaster. He'd only agreed to this mandatory company happy hour because missing it would have looked bad. He couldn't afford to lose this job. Just as he was about to sprint to his car, a crash and string of slurred profanities caught his attention. In the dim light near the bar entrance, he spotted his boss, Vanessa Collins, stumbling into a row of potted plants. The formidable CEO who terrified the entire office was now struggling to stand, her designer blazer askew, mascara smudged beneath her eyes. Mark hesitated. Tommy was alone, but something in Vanessa's vulnerable state tugged at him. When she nearly fell again, he made his decision. "Ms. Collins? Do you need help getting home?" She squinted at him, recognition flickering briefly. "The new numbers guy. Don't need help. Getting an Uber." Her phone slipped from her fingers, screen shattering on the pavement. When she bent to retrieve it, she nearly toppled over. "Please, let me help you," Mark insisted, steadying her. "I can drive you home first, then head to mine." 20 minutes later, with Vanessa dozing in his passenger seat, Mark called his elderly neighbor who agreed to check on Tommy. The relief was temporary, he still needed to get his boss home safely. Vanessa's address led to an imposing townhouse in the city's most exclusive neighborhood. Getting her inside proved challenging. She was barely conscious, mumbling about another disaster of an anniversary, and how being alone was better anyway. After settling her on her couch with water and aspirin nearby, Mark left a note explaining what happened and his phone number in case she needed anything. He doubted she'd call. Executives like her didn't associate with employees like him outside of work. The next morning, Mark rushed to get Tommy ready for school, exhaustion weighing heavily after his late night. His son's innocent questions about why Daddy looked so tired only amplified his stress. They were running late when his phone rang, an unknown number. "Mr. Wilson? This is Vanessa Collins." Her voice was clear, professional, nothing like the vulnerable woman from last night. "I received your note. Could you come to my office at 9:30 this morning?" Mark's stomach dropped. Was he about to be fired for overstepping boundaries? After dropping Tommy at school, Mark arrived at the office with dread building in his chest. Single parenthood was hard enough, unemployment would be catastrophic. When he entered Vanessa's office, she stood by the window, composed and commanding in a crisp blue suit, every inch the intimidating CEO. "Close the door, please." Mark braced himself for termination. "I remember everything from last night," she said, surprising him. "Unlike what most people might do, I'm not pretending it didn't happen." She gestured for him to sit. "You helped me when you had your own emergency. Your son was alone, yet you ensured I got home safely first." Mark shifted uncomfortably. Anyone would have done the same. "No, they wouldn't have." Her voice softened slightly. "Most would have either left me there or used the situation to their advantage. You did neither." She slid a folder across her desk. "I've approved a flexible work schedule for you, effective immediately. You can work remotely 3 days a week to accommodate your childcare needs." Mark stared at the document, speechless. Additionally, I've enrolled your son in our corporate childcare program. It's usually reserved for executives, but I've made an exception. Ms. Collins, I'm not finished, she continued. Your personnel file mentions you're working toward your CPA certification. The company will cover the remaining costs. Mark's eyes burned with unexpected tears. These benefits would transform their lives. Why? He managed to ask. Vanessa's professional facade cracked slightly. Yesterday was the anniversary of my husband's death. 5 years now. I don't handle it well. She turned to look out the window. Before you helped me, I was about to drive myself home. In my condition, that decision could have been fatal. The silence between them held weight. I lost someone I loved to a drunk driver, she continued. The irony that I nearly became one myself isn't lost on me. You potentially saved lives last night, including my own. Over the following weeks, an unexpected friendship formed between them. Mark discovered that beneath Vanessa's intimidating exterior was a woman still grieving, who had buried herself in work rather than healing. She learned about his struggles raising Tommy alone after his wife abandoned them 3 years earlier. Their professional relationship remained appropriate at work, but occasionally Vanessa would join them for dinner or weekend outings. Tommy adored her, especially when she helped with his science projects or attended his soccer games when Mark had to work late. The office whispered about favoritism, but Mark's exceptional work silenced most critics. Under Vanessa's mentorship, he flourished professionally, eventually earning a promotion to financial analyst. 6 months after that rainy night, Vanessa invited Mark and Tommy to her home for dinner. After Tommy fell asleep watching a movie, she finally shared her full story. My husband and I were celebrating our anniversary when a drunk driver hit our car. I survived, he didn't. Her voice trembled slightly. Each year, I punish myself by drinking alone, as if experiencing what took him from me will somehow bring closure. Mark reached for her hand. That's not what he would want for you. I know that now, she whispered. When you helped me that night, it was the first time in 5 years someone saw me at my worst and still treated me with dignity. You showed me kindness without expecting anything in return. You've done so much more for us, Mark replied. Vanessa smiled. That's what friends do, they help each other heal. As months turned into a year, their friendship deepened. Vanessa found herself laughing again, while Mark regained confidence both professionally and personally. Tommy blossomed with the additional support in his life. The company holiday party marked 1 year since that fateful night. As they stood together watching Tommy charm the board members, Vanessa turned to Mark. You know, I never thought I'd feel grateful for getting embarrassingly drunk at a company event, she said with a small smile. And I never thought I'd be thankful for a babysitter emergency, he replied. We saved each other, didn't we? She asked softly. Mark nodded. That's what happens when people don't pretend to forget the moments that matter. Their story wasn't about romance, though perhaps that would come later, but about 2 broken people who found healing by acknowledging their vulnerabilities instead of hiding them. It was about the courage to remember, not forget, and how one act of kindness can ripple outward, transforming lives in unexpected ways. Sometimes the family we need isn't the one we're born into, but the one we build through compassion, understanding, and the simple decision not to look away when someone is struggling. As Mark and Vanessa stood side by side, watching Tommy laugh with his new friends, they embodied a powerful truth. Our greatest strength often emerges from our most vulnerable moments, and our deepest connections form when we choose to remember rather than forget. If this story touched your heart, remember that opportunities to show kindness exist all around us. Sometimes the most meaningful connections begin with a simple act of compassion when someone needs it most. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories that remind us of the extraordinary impact ordinary kindness can have on our lives.